What is your profession?
Hello and welcome to the first 8th edition battle report of this channel. Today we are bringing you our test games. The first game me and Johnny have ever played of 8th edition. We're probably going to get lots of things wrong, but hopefully it'll be still entertaining to watch. We've got 1,000 points of Imperial Guard versus 1,000 points of Blood Angels. The mission is based on the sort of starter mission. So we've done deployment and everything already, and the mission turned out to be Ancient Relic, and that is the Ancient Relic on top of that. So whoever wins just has to have the most models within 3 inches of that objective. Now the armies today, I have a very simple list. I've got 2 blobs of 30 conscripts backed up by 2 squads of infantry with heavy bolter, plasma gun, plasma pistol, 2 Lehman Russ demolishers, 1 is Pask, 1 is just a regular tank commander, they're WYSIWYG with the weapons that you can see here. And then I've got a mortar team, a senior officer, a junior officer and 3 commissars. Johnny has a Storm Raven, and inside the Storm Raven he has 2 5-man tactical marine squads and a Terminator captain in cataphracti armour with dual lightning claw. He also has a Baal with a twin assault cannon, storm bolter and double heavy bolter. And then he has 5 scouts there. They haven't got camo cloaks, but they do have sniper rifles. And the last thing he has in the Storm Raven is a Furioso Libby Dreadnought. So with this is just standard load out there. So that's 1,000 points. Johnny currently has first turn, and we'll be back at the end of Johnny's first turn. So very, very classic Blood Angels first turn here. Johnny has charged forward with both of his vehicles. The Storm Raven came in. Its melters did an absolute number on Pask over here. The plasma bounced off and the Storm Strikes bounced off, but in total Pask has taken 9 wounds already, so he's in real trouble already. And the snipers were able to murder one of the commissars, and the Baal Predator was able to chew this squad down by 4 members, but they have passed their battle shock test. They rolled a 4 plus they rolled a 2 plus the 4 casualties equals 6. Squad leadership was 7, so no one ran away. And I believe that's basically it. So let's go on to the Guard turn. So the Guard got hit hard, and the Guard hit hard in return. Both demolishers, both infantry squads, and these conscripts and the commissar unloaded into this Storm Raven, and they dealt 11 wounds to it. So it's only got 3 left. It's taken an absolute battering. And then these conscripts over here unloaded into this Predator and did a wound in it, and the mortars managed to do a wound to the scout squad. So pretty good firepower from both sides, really showing that the bigger guns are actually useful, and it's not all about just grinding your opponent down. So let's see what the Blood Angels can do in retaliation. So here we have the first assault of 8th edition. As you can see, guys, an army-wide assault has been made by Johnny. We've got all of our dice ready here. We're going to do this live on camera because it's pretty brutal, the assault phase. So, Johnny, what are you going to be attacking with first? Your Librarian Dread? Or your Captain? You're going to be charging with your Captain. So how many attacks is that? 5 in total. Okay. So you hit on a 2+ with a Captain. So that's 4 hits. And then you do get to roll 1's lightning claws. So that is 3 dead conscripts. Now before Johnny goes on to his next assault, I am going to declare a counter-offensive and expend 2 command points, which means now we get to alternate. So I am now going to fight back with this squad over here against his tactical marines here. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 dice. You see, guys, this is how important those command points are. Makes a huge difference. So I hit Johnny on 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits there. And I wound him on 5s. And that's 1 wound against Johnny over here. Now that's 1 dead marine because he got a 1. And then the rest of the unit is going to attack over here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need 4, 8, 9 dice. So I'm hitting on 5s again. That's 1, 2, 3 hits. Wounding on 5s. That's 2 wounds against Johnny. So he has to make 2 3-up saves. And he's okay. So now Johnny gets to do his attacks. So that is, I know it doesn't seem like a huge amount, but that is 1 less attack coming my way from Johnny. Is going to do his Tactical Marines first. He gets 3 hits. And then he gets 2 wounds. And the conscripts have got to make 2 armor saves. Both have failed, so that's 2 conscripts dead, so I'm going to choose to take those 2. And then Johnny's we're going to attack with my guys over here. Yeah, got to remember it's alternating, guys. So 4, 8 attacks with the conscripts against the captain in Terminator armor. I get 1, 2, 3 hits, and I need to wound on 5s. 1 wound against that captain. Makes his save. Okay, so now Johnny gets to attack with the remainder of his units. So he's going to do the 5-man tactical squad over there. He gets 4 hits and 3 wounds. So 3 wounds, guys. Do the conscripts make any? Make 1. So that's 2 more dead. So I'm going to pick these 2. That's 4 casualties in total over there. And now the Libby Dread is going to go in. He hits with all 4. And he wounds with all of them, and I don't get an armor save, so that's just 4 conscripts gone. So 7 conscripts dead in total there. So we both sides lost units in that combat, but Johnny only lost 1 over here, so he won't have to take a battle shock test there. I lost 4 over here, which means I have to take a battle shock test. But I'm going to use the Commissar's Leadership of 8 using the Aura of Discipline ability. So I'm fine, I get a 7. And then over here I took 7 casualties. So I've got to roll a dice. I get a 4, so that's 7 plus 4 is 11. Minus my leadership, which is only 4, so I lose 7 more conscripts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there you go, guys. You can see how Johnny's been doing a great job at plinking off my commissars. So you can see how it makes a huge difference in the morale phase if you don't have your commissars around. So let's see what the Guard can do in retaliation in their phase. End of Imperial Guard turn 2. Wow, it feels like it's been longer there, but it hasn't. The Imperial Guard fell back across the line, reformed ranks. The officers then bellowed out, "Get back in the fight," and they unleashed a torrent of lasgun fire and managed to kill a couple of Marines from each squad. And then the Demolisher, the tank commander, Foe Hammer, lobbed a battle cannon, a Demolisher cannon shell and a las cannon shell into the Storm Raven, blew it up, and that caused some additional mortal wounds to both of these squads. However, they haven't been affected by a battle shock this turn. Over here, this squad overcharged and used the order "Take Aim," so they didn't overheat and kill themselves. And combined with this heavy bolter, and this squad was able to put a total of 5 wounds in the Dreadnought, so it's only got 3 left. And that's it. So, oh, and the mortars also fragged. And then I also shot with this unit of conscripts who were able to target this librarian Dreadnought, because even though there's a character, he was finally the nearest unit. So they unloaded, and they also did an extra wound to him. So he is now taking a total of 6 wounds. Sorry guys, we actually forgot about that blob of conscripts. So let's see what the Blood Angels can do in their turn 3. So pretty quick Blood Angels turn. The Dakar Baal strafed into this squad, killed 4, and they lost 2 more thanks to battle shock. So now there's no commissars on the side of the battlefield. We really are starting to see people disappear to battle shock. Over here, the captain charged in, and because he was within 1 inch, I couldn't overwatch him. So, but unfortunately, he flubbed his rolls and he only killed 1 guy. But then again, I lost 1 more thanks to battle shock. Over here, these conscripts were charged by the Libby Dread and the Tactical Marine. I was unable to do any damage, unfortunately, but I actually passed my battle shock test on these guys. So that's it. Oh, should mention, these Tactical Marines advanced, in inverted commas, backwards towards the Relic. So let's see what the Guard can do in their turn 3. A pretty interesting Guard turn. The conscripts over here fired into the lone Tactical Marine and killed him. This opened up the opportunity for the Demolisher cannon to just blast into the Furioso and destroying it. And then over here, everything else kind of like shot at the captain, and we overcharged all the plasma guns, but the plasma gun over here blew himself up. The plasma gun over here blew himself up, and this plasma gun failed to wound actually. So pretty unlucky. In case you're wondering how I was able to shoot with these conscripts, even though I fell back, I used the order "get back in the fight" on both squads. So that's how I've been able to basically carry off this rolling retreat, just retreat on fire. It's actually been pretty effective against the Blood Angels. And one other thing I've noticed, these mortars managed a staggering 6 wounds on these scouts, and then they managed to make all 6 saves. So good wounding and good saving from the mortars. But yeah, let's see what the Blood Angels can do in their turn 4. Pretty quick Blood Angels turn. Dakabal shredded this squad over here and killed a couple of conscripts over here. The Marines have continued to advance in inverted commas back towards the objective. The snipers were very lucky, able to get 2 wounds on this officer. They have consistently put on a good show. And then over here, the captain charged in, fragged 4 conscripts, and in return they managed to put a wound on him. So that captain is on 1 wound now. So let's see what he... Oh, don't forget about battle shock. So dice for this unit. That's a 2 plus the commissar's or a discipline, so they should be fine there. 2 plus 4, 6. Yeah, they should be fine. And then this squad over here, 5 plus the 2 casualties they took is 7, which means they lose 3 more guys. So there you go, guys. Battle shock doing what it does. Okay, let's see what the guy can do in their turn 4. So it took pretty much everything we had, but we did finally kill that captain. I was really unlucky with those conscripts. They must just be panicking, suffering from major battle shock, because all the Lasgamooshes did nothing, and then he actually used a strategic reroll to save a demolisher cannon shell, but then his luck had been used up and the las cannon just atomized the captain. These mortars over here, unfortunately, they did a respectable number of wounds on these guys, but 2 plus cover save is going to be difficult to dig them out. And over here, that was pretty much it, really. So let's see what the Blood Angels can do on their turn 5, last turn of the game. Quick Blood Angels turn. Johnny's Dakabal shredded this squad here and used a heavy bolter to kill a couple from over here. And the Blood Angels tactical squad was unable to put a wound on this captain. So let's see what the guy can do in their final turn of the game. What a short but epic finish to the game. The Demolisher Cannon got the money shot. 3 shots on this squad here. I used a strategic reroll to get all 3 to hit. And then Johnny didn't make any of his fire saves. I wounded with all of them. And they just died. And then the officer just ordered himself to move up there. 6 inches, plus he got 6 on the dice roll. Despite the fact that he is smoking a cigar, it clearly has not affected his cardio abilities. And he sprinted a total of 23 inches in that one phase. So really good example of how powerful the new guard orders are. But we'll do a full post-battle analysis at the end of this. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this first game of 8th edition for the channel. Me and Johnny have learned a lot of things, some things that we hope will get clarified in the future, but overall, first impressions of 8th edition are absolutely awesome game system. I'm not just gushing over it, I'm not just being a fanboy. At no point were we arguing, it was just a fantastic game system. Snipers are deadly, mortars are epic, and I must say, guys, I must re-evaluate my Demolisher Cannon initial assessment, because it's an absolute beast. You point that thing at something, it fucking goes down. So, absolutely amazing battle, and we'll do a full post-game analysis after this. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. So welcome to the post-game analysis, guys, and all I can say is absolutely wowzers trousers. 8th edition is going to be very, very fun for the Imperial Guard, and I think anyone who has their doubts about 8th edition and then tries a game immediately gets over their doubts. So Johnny, my Blood Angels opponent, he was very much on the fence, 50-50, whether he was going to wanted to play 8th edition, whether he was even going to enjoy 8th edition. And after that game, he is absolutely hooked. So overall, just general analysis of 8th edition, it is very simplified and it does just work. There are a couple of sort of what the fuck moments for people who are still making that mental transition from 7th to 8th edition. So it was a big shock for Johnny for his Storm Raven to go down so easily. Taking wounds from small arms fire was just eye-opening to him. It was just we played 2 games. Obviously, this was the first one we played. We played another game after that, went to 1,500 points, and he lost a Storm Raven in both games. And he said to me, "I have lost more Storm Ravens today in these 2 games than I have in the entire of 2017. Like, we just don't really lose Storm Ravens as Blood Angels, against the armies that he plays against. He's used to his Storm Ravens just having, being flying land raiders, just flying around, having free reign, nuking squads, and that's different now. He made a ballsy opening start to the game where he just threw his Storm Raven down the gullet of an Imperial Guard gun line. Normally he'd be fine. He'd be immune to 90% of the firepower coming his way. Not anymore. Not anymore. So, absolutely, just the way 8th edition itself works is great. It will take some getting used to. There are some moments where you think, oh, that's a bit weird, that's a bit worse, but it's actually not. And I would say overall, nothing is actually sort of better or worse than it used to be. It just plays differently. That's what I'd say. So if you think something's been nerfed, you actually have to go and take a second look at that, because it's probably not been nerfed. It's just you've got to adapt your way of thinking. This leads me on to the point I want to make about the Demolisher tanks. You guys know that when I first saw the stats for Leman Russes, I was like, these are terrible. And I wrote off the Demolisher. However, there was a comment that was made by one of my subscribers, and I can't remember his name, but you'll know who you are if you're listening to this. One of my subscribers has a comment saying, the Demolisher is actually fantastic. If it hits, it is going to fuck something up. If it hits, it is going to do serious damage. It has the potential to do 18 wounds, sorry. Now, the key to the Demolisher, guys, and therefore the key to all of these new Leman Russes is don't take the basic Leman Russ. I still stand by my comments of the basic Leman Russ is dead. I stand by that. However, tank commanders and Pask, holy shit, guys. In the second game, 1,500 points, I had 3 Demolishers, Pask and 2 tank commanders. Pask just kept giving the tank commanders the order reroll 1s to hit. Just kept doing it every turn. Basically, it was the equivalent of all 3 Demolisher cannons hitting on a 2+. And there's just something so satisfying about that safety blanket of having a strength 10 weapon always wounding anything on 3s at the minimum. In this game, my Demolisher cannons destroyed a Storm Raven, did the vast majority of damage on a Storm Raven. They did the majority of damage on a Libby Dreadnought. They finished off a Terminator Captain, and they finished off a Tactical Squad. They easily made the points back. They are a huge investment. Those 2 tanks are over 500 points of investment. So over half my army went into those 2 tanks. But as you can see with the Guard, having 2 sort of big boom units that cost you half your army isn't actually such a problem, because our infantry is so cheap. I was able to spend over half my army on tanks, on 2 tanks, and still have enough left over for 2 blobs of 30 conscripts and 2 squads. Absolutely amazing. And moving on to infantry, and speaking of infantry, wow. That ability to fall back, that rolling retreat, that fighting retreat, absolutely amazing. And the ability for lasguns to do damage to anything. My lasguns this game did 4 hull points. 2 to a Dreadnought, 1 to the Storm Raven, 1 to a Baal. That is 4 hull points I would never ever have normally been able to do. And the psychological impact was incredible. In the second game, the 1,500 point game, when Johnny threw a Storm Raven down my throat again, I did a lot of damage to my Demolishers, and the Storm Raven was actually killed by lasguns. A blob of 30 conscripts, 120 shots, managed. Johnny was unlucky. He had to make 4 saves on his Storm Raven. He failed 3 of them, and that brought down the Storm Raven. So, overall, guys, what I want to say is, to sign off on, my prediction about infantry in 8th edition is coming true. Mass Infantry Guard is insanely powerful. The ability to just hose down units is fantastic. However, I would like to re-evaluate my statement on Demolisher Cannons and on Battle Lead Muscles in general. Guys, they are a huge investment, but boy, do they hit hard. I would say now the go-to tank for 8th edition is going to be my Demolisher tank commanders, led by Pask. It's got to be. Last thing I want to sign off on is Plasma is amazing. Plasma is amazing. I was overcharging pretty much every turn, even if I didn't have the orders, because it just makes that difference wounding those dreadnoughts on a 4+ rather than a 5+. And the ability to do 2 damage per shot is great. So, overall, the reason I think from this initial game, the reason I think Imperial Guard are going to be an absolutely amazing army in 8th edition is threefold. 1, we have the ability to spam infantry, which allows us to grind down our opponents. And we can take lots of plasma and heavy bolters, which are an amazing combination, guys. 2, our tanks are expensive. They're as expensive as everyone else's mainline battle tanks, but they hit really, really hard, and we have tank orders which help us get past some of the basic weaknesses of Guard tanks. And thirdly, I just want to say how fluid the game was. Guard have this ability to just win on the heavy weapon side, win on the grinding side, and win on the objective side. That's what I wanted to say. The ability to, in the second game, there was 3 objectives. I threw 30 conscripts to the objective, backed up by infantry and tanks, and I just ground my opponent down, and I blast them off the table. So, absolutely, I love the game. I'm really positive for 8th edition. And of course, guys, tell me what your experiences with 8th edition so far. If any of you guys have managed to have any games, or if you've watched any battle reports, tell me what you've found so far, because these early days are going to be the most exciting. We really need to share as much knowledge as we can so we can get people to understand that Guard is back in business. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the battle report. Please comment, and I'll see you guys next time.